Hey, what's up, X out there in Hot Vibes? In today's video, I just want to talk about, a little bit about the agents, some of the things that have been happening since 2018, like how Astro said in his latest video, the fake 2018 basically, and that fake energy and stuff like that. But, I'll basically start off, there's been a lot of shifts in the grids, there's been a lot of things that have been taking place within this matrix system because, the energy's changing, the MPA have been at work with different, programs and running on people because they're trying to get people more ready for this different technology, and they're trying to get people to be more chaotic, more fearful. They've been trying to pass around this fearful energy that has been going around the grids. They're trying to get people on that fear frequency, that chaos energy, so they can actually feed off of your energy and start supplying what they want to manifest for themselves in their life. You're gonna see this. If you're turning up spiritually, you may have had these attacks where you may feel like there was these fear attacks coming at you, because it is true. They have been working with these different types of energies, and you got to make sure you're on point and high in the sky, ×3, spiritually, mentally, and physically. When there's a battlefield on the ground, you want to be somewhere off the battlefield, and there's sometimes you may want to be on the battlefield and stuff like that to defend yourself from these different type of people, different entities and stuff like that. And there have been a lot more, different spiritual, non-physical activities going on as well. There's been more like shadow beings, there are more, light beings and stuff that have been popping in and out of reality lately as well, because there are these different shifts taking place within the grids and stuff like that. And and when these shifts are happening, the best thing that you should be doing if you're a spiritual being on your spiritual path is to make sure that you're shielding yourself, making sure that you're protected against these different type of negative and energetic attacks against your personal technology unit, your PTU essentially. And you got to make sure your hardware is running good. You got to make sure that you're cleansing out. And then you can hear in some of the Connect videos, in some of the CIT videos that we've been talking about. We've been going through cleanses and stuff because we know that there has to be this cleansing. There has to be this thing, so that way whatever is inside your body can get cleansed out. So something can get rid of that, because there are these no negative energies flowing in the grids because of that. And people will get activated. If you're like really charged up, you'll see how people get activated because of that and stuff like that. You'll see how the agents have there's different things that because agents aren't just getting dumber. They will get smart about some things, because while we grow, of course they're going to grow, but if we're turning up, they're turning down. They're just turning further down into the underworld and things like that, while we're turning up in the upper world, basically, us spiritual beings and stuff like that. And you have to make sure you're being shielded during these times, especially when there's shifts going around, especially when they're using the sounds and vibrations. They're using the different subliminal tactics against you. They want to put you in a box and hex you, and get that spiritual connection cut off, so they can spiritually drain you and suffocate you, so that way you don't have this energy inside you anymore, because they know how vital it is for you to have that energy. Because if you don't have that energy, then you're basically essentially lifeless. It's like a tree, right? If the tree doesn't get any water, doesn't get any sunlight, guess what's going to happen to it? It's going to die. And the same thing goes with your body. If you don't get sunlight, well, you'll probably get really super pale if you never go in the sun. But you still need it to a certain degree, because without light, you won't be able to see. So no matter what, you're always getting sun to a certain degree, and you can see how, things that happen when you start talking about this stuff. Because the more you turn up and stuff, and the more you get in tune with the information and stuff that you should be, trying to help other people understand, you'll be able to, say that stuff and be able to, especially myself, I've learned to shield myself against certain things that may be happening in my environment. But, back to, being aware of, the energies that are going within, you want to make sure you're getting cleansed out and things like that. And also, staying strong with your spiritual family, especially yourself. You want to make sure you're staying connected. You're actually talking to people that are like-minded and stuff. Also with the shielding, it's going to help against, these non-physical entities, these different sounds and vibrations that go off in reality, because, they do emit certain frequencies. There are certain things that happen, because if you hear something, it does affect you. If you listen to music, it's going to affect you. So if you're not being conscious of things that are happening in your environment, right, and there's different sounds and vibrations going off, do you think that can still affect you? Really ask yourself, do you think that, those things can make you, feel a certain way? When someone honks at you, and that someone's honking consistently at you, I guarantee you, if you're the person in front of that person who's getting honked, you're going to get mad because that person's honking at you at some point in time. These are sounds and vibrations. There are reasons why they put horns in cars and shit like that. There's a reason why they use those different, sounds and vibrations to get people more chaotic. There's a reason why they use, drum beats and stuff like that in the hip-hop music and, the rap music and stuff like that to get you into a certain frequency. So, when there's certain sounds and vibrations going off, just be aware of that and make sure you have shields and being conscious of the things that are happening, because, you know, once you become conscious, you have to make that choice to stop those things from coming into your energy field, and, you know, you have to raise up and get in tune with the higher information, so that way you can, you know, truly turn up and stuff like that. But you know, that's, what else can I talk about? You know, make sure you're staying tuned in, you know, doing your energy work and stuff like that, making sure you're spiritually in tune with your instruments and stuff. You know, use your sounds and vibrations. So you get in tune with the things that help will protect you against these people that are trying to bring you down, because that's essentially their goal. You know, their goal is to bring you down. There's really no other goal, basically, to, you know, for them to have, except to make you into a robot, because they made people so stupid, and even they realize this, that, you know, since people are so stupid, you know, and they know they fucked up on that part, because they really did make people dumb and stuff like that. I'm not saying every one of you are dumb out there, but let's be real, you know, we've all met that one person that's really stupid out in life. Like, we all have, doesn't matter who you are, we've all met it and met someone that's like that in our life. And so they basically just want to turn people into robots and give the robots the intelligence, so that they can be, you know, the artificial intelligence, and so that way they're smart and they feel they're supreme and stuff like that. Like, that's their goal, because they've just pretty much dumbed down people to the point where they're even dumb to certain degrees, you know, and they're like, man, we're just, you know, they just rather become a robot, so that way they can have all this, you know, hive mind stuff. And they show you in the videos, you know, they show you in movies, they want to, like, you know, even the movie Transcendence, and then, you know, Choppy and stuff, like people uploading their consciousness into a machine and stuff like that. And then, you know, there's these problems that later come along, you know, like, what do you think that is? What do you think there's a problem if, like, some humans trying to upload their consciousness into a robot? You know, it's artificial, it's not real, you know, and of course that robot's going to cause some problem. Why do you think they came out with the movie Terminator? Like, they really want, like, some fucked up crazy shit in this reality, like, because they can't do it themselves, because they don't believe in themselves. See, the difference in a spiritual being and an egotistical lower being is the person that, you know, is spiritual and a higher vibration believes in themselves. They believe in their ability to, you know, increase themselves spiritually, mentally, and physically, and be able to enhance themselves. You know, the difference, you know, is very different. You know, it's very, very different. You know, when you can be in your spiritual higher self and you can really, you know, tune into yourself, you know that you don't need a cell phone. You know you don't need these things, because all the things that are created are already inside of us. You know, all these inventions came from somewhere. So where do you think it came from? You know, it came from the things that were naturally, that we were already in tune with. But over time, they just switched the things around, so that way you get more in tune with the things that they created in their man-made matrix system, basically. You know, and a person that's in tune with their ego is gonna, you know, not rely on their senses, not rely on, you know, some, you know, critical thinking skills. They're not gonna be tapped into, you know, their higher states of the mind. They're being tapped into the lower states of their mind, where they are living their mentality based off the ego, because of the fact that they, you know, are living that lifestyle and stuff like that. And you know, that's just the way things are right now. And, like, nothing's gonna change unless you change yourself. You know, nothing's gonna happen in this world if people don't want to change themselves. You know, everyone wants something to change, but they want someone else to be the first one to change. You have to be the first one to make that change in your life, so that way things can get better. You know, you gotta be willing to climb the fence and get over that fence and come onto the other side, instead of being, you know, locked in. You know, there's a ladder right up on the fence. All you have to do is climb over that fence and get onto the other side. It's not that hard. You know, there's two guards standing there saying you can't do it, but you can. You know, they have guns, but there's no ammo in the guns. You know, like, and this is all symbology and stuff like that. You know, and, like, that's another thing too you guys need to be getting in tune with, is the symbology and stuff like that. You know, because they will try to take the things that are in the upper world and try to turn them upside down. They will do these things. And it's funny, because I was just, like, going through my videos and stuff, and I was clicking in the videos that they would, like, you know, that were closely related. It's funny how they're trying to, like, basically get people confused about the Matrix, because, you know, since our MC's been talking about this stuff, you know, and a lot of us at RTM has been talking about it, you know, I've noticed how they switched the alien, you know, from the alien thing being like, oh, the third dimension and stuff like that, and the satanic and Luciferian stuff. Now they're switching into, oh, the Matrix and satanic cults and stuff like that, because they're trying to get you people locked into a program where, like, they're just constantly saying the same thing, just adding a new title to it. The Matrix, it's all talking about the same thing, all the deceptiveness and stuff like that. They're just trying to be like, oh, it's Satan and all these cults and Luciferianness. It's like, yeah, there are cults out there and shit like that, but at the same time, we live in a matrix system that is being ruled by the ego. It's not that hard to understand. You just have to be willing to be like, okay, you know, this society is being ran by the ego. You know, there is this other factor in life. I'm not saying you have to believe me. You can live in your lifestyle the way you want to, but, like, it's not that hard to make a choice to, you know, become consciously aware, because at one point you were consciously aware of a lot of shit that was going on in your reality. If you were a kid and you were having imaginary friends and you were in tune with a lot of things, you were at a higher state of consciousness. Doesn't mean, and if you're in a lower state of consciousness, doesn't mean you can't get back to that state of consciousness, because we all have to go through certain things, and and lifestyles and cycles, so that way we can turn up and learn certain lessons within this reality. But you're not going to get anywhere if you don't turn up. If you don't see the programs, you don't see what's coming in the future, not making sure yourself is shielded and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going to be happening in the reality and stuff like that. At some point they would want to get people tuned into oh, we can mix human DNA with animal DNA and stuff. We can give you certain abilities and stuff like that. We can give you alligator skin. We can make your eyes like slits in real life. We just take the gene from this animal and put it and mix it in with the DNA one with this one. You don't think this shit is possible, but like, they're gonna be showing you guys at some point in time that this stuff is real. They just want to make sure that you guys are programmed over slowly and surely over time, that you're ready for this type of stuff. Because it's like, let's say like a certain spiritual experience, a lot of people aren't ready to open their first eye. It's not the third eye, it's the first eye. And guess what happens if you have an experience in something that you're not accustomed to? Guess what? It's probably going to scare you. The same thing goes with anything in the lower world. If there's somebody that's talking about manipulating humans to making them look like animals and stuff like that, and like cross breeding certain DNA and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna say all those technical shit. Like, I like keeping shit simple, because I like keeping things straightforward, and like I was saying, simple, and that's the way it should be. There's too much like bullshit, people beating around the bush, kind of tiptoeing around people. But in today's reality, we don't need that anymore. We need people that need to tell the truth, basically the way things are, and not the full the truth. Well, yeah, basically the whole truth, because not every one of you are ready for that that straight truth of what is in reality, because it can scare you. Just like I was going back to the spiritual eye and stuff. Like, if you're not ready for that experience, it's probably going to scare you and stuff like that. But if you do have that experience, just do realize that it's happening for a reason, to show you something that is going on within and stuff like that. And basically just stay in tune with the information that's going on. Be aware of the energies, be aware of the different shifts that are happening within the grids. Be aware of all these people that randomly pop up and stuff like that. Just be aware of that. Be shielded, be high in vibes. Like, don't let the people that are the little leeches get attached to you, because like, a leech can get on you, right? You can go in the water and a leech can get on you, but you have the choice to either rip off that leech and let that leech suck you dry. Basically, you can sit there and be fearful, oh, there's a leech on me and all this shit and blah 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 blah, or you can pull off that leech. Basically, it's your choice, basically. So without further ado, that's all I want to say in this video. Just make sure that you're really staying in tune, being aware of the different matrix shifts, and being observant of the energy that's going around, because there is this different type of energy that's flowing around. There is fear programs, there are these different chaos energies programs that are trying to be emitted right now, so they can like basically vamp people and get like the final push, like I was saying in my other videos. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Peacing out with my highest of vibrations, my full love to all that are watching, and always my gratitude.